during a song of the land of the free is when we vow to take a knee. To all those who object angrily, it's time to listen to the reasons that be. It truly is no mystery surrounding this country's history. It has never been completely forthright in protecting those who are not white. The folks that boast about bravery are so scared to speak about slavery and all the consequences of segregation that have defined this very nation. If we so much as to try to speak, we could be beaten, hung, or thrown in a creek. And if it were justice that we seek, our chances of finding it are very bleak. We have been treated like threats to peace, outrageous claims concocted to police. What started as a great day in the sun concludes with us staring into a gun. When we exclaim we won't take any more, they may respond with weapons of war. These are a few reasons that all should see that this is why we take a knee. People out there think it's a joke to drop the N-bomb on our folk, ignorant of the fact that it is not a game to trifle with the American shame. When it is time for them to pay for putting their malice on display, they resort to the usual song and dance of crying and begging for another chance. Another recess, they typically state, after they've shown they're filled with hate. We're tired of the same soliloquy, so spare us all the lame apology. Because we know they really want this place to welcome no one of another race. As their dominance begins to wane, they behave like they're the ones in pain. But they rally for a side most treacherous, and they deem our protest obstreperous. While we try to act like we have some sense, they are willing to commit acts of violence. They'll kick and stomp and crush our spines. They'll lash out at those on the sidelines, demonstrating for the world to see a reason why we take a knee. It is evident from the day we were born, we are subject to intense scorn, though at first we greet it with a smile, but learned thereafter that things can get vile. In school we stand out like a sore thumb. Elitists may treat us like we're dumb, but when we earn the grades that all kids desire, we may also earn people's jealousy and ire. We can't afford one major mistake. We'll become those society will forsake. But culture lambasts our most quiet child, even as others continue to run wild. We have the most to lose if we fail, because most expect us to be in jail. The system continues to make our lives hard. Then people complain that we play the race card. If it's interest groups to which leaders pander, they look for areas to gerrymander. As it further betters their increasing wealth, it further worsens our decreasing health. When we expose conditions that are poor, we're told to walk out America's door. But we defiantly sit here and make them see these reasons why we take a knee. We have people who think it is inherent to separate children from their parent. But history proves since this nation's start, rulers have broken families apart. People who sought the dream endeavor were likely ripped from loved ones forever. The innocent ones got left to suffer, and children's lives were made much tougher. Some leaders cite passages from the great book with disregard to the people they shook. They profess to others to abstain from obscenity, while they callously rob them of their virginity. They talk about being of the cloth, but exhibit the compassion of a sloth. Then they claim to make this country great, but surely they're making our father irate. When we're trying to make a better living, this culture can be unforgiving. It already sets roadblocks to veer us off course, but then we have bullies attack us full force. Even if we're forced to take dead-end jobs, we're still accused of being slobs. Perhaps these facts can also be some reasons why we take a knee. Our people are judged as having a criminal will, while other people are nice by default. but they are quickly deemed to be mentally ill after they bring numerous lives to a halt. Those around them are aghast. They mention some troubles from their past, but they paint a picture of someone sweet and everything that made their life complete. Conversely, our coverage is mostly pernicious. It leads society to think that we're vicious. We are portrayed as thugs and deadbeats who get in fights or do drugs on the streets. Because of the way that we're perceived, we've always been the most aggrieved, while others may get a slap on the wrist. Our people get smashed with iron fists. Those who don't honor our rights as expected suddenly shout that they feel disrespected. Cowardly trolls still treat us like zeros, even if we're among the nation's heroes. One purpose of serving in uniform is to keep injustice from becoming the norm. Veterans assure us they fought so we're free, to show everyone why we take a knee. In this message lies a fear that even amongst our closest peers, no matter how much we make it clear, our words will always fall on deaf ears. In this message lies a fear. While we give each other applause and cheers, others out there won't shed a tear. Instead, they'll meet us with boos and jeers. We wonder, do they have the tenacity to address this country's oldest mendacity? They wish to obtain control and power, but pressing this issue makes them cower. We wonder, do they really care to address a system that's highly unfair? For those who still don't get the gist, here are some victims from an endless list. Trayvon, returning with sweets and iced tea, was killed for his hoodie. The culprit set free. Eric was denied another breath. Sandra's detainment meant certain death. Little Tamir had wielded a toy. Bullets in lead were pumped into that boy. Michael was labeled a scary young man. Freddie was roughed up and shoved in a van. Philando and family were out for a drive. The world had watched him be massacred live. Alton was slain as he lay on his face. Stephen and Botham wiped out at their place. Laquan and Walter were shot as they flee. They're all among reasons why we take a knee. There's a high chance that our list expands, despite complying and showing our hands. We always get accused of being resistant, but still get hurt at a rate that's consistent. Many of our loved ones are bruised and battered by those who act like our lives never mattered. Likewise, we have more problems abound due to those who say they were standing their ground. The acquitted walk away overjoyed. We wail for a loved one they badly destroyed. Our families and friends are left to grieve as others get off with administrative leave. We're targets of people who have an obsession with eras that reeked of hate and oppression. They avidly wish to return to a past in which they feel their influence was vast. Frankly and sadly, we're not surprised that it's mainly our protests that are despised. But how can folks out there give us flack while our civil rights are under attack? We all wholeheartedly love this land, but until things are fixed, we will not stand. To those who are offended, then that's just tough. We're here to declare that we've had enough. To those who call us savage monkeys and compare others to swarms of fleas, all further insults are gonna desist, or all further protests are gonna persist. To those who look to keep things the same, and those who look to pass off the blame, it's time to grow up and act like adults and correct this country on its faults. It's time our leaders do their deed and give us the liberty and justice we need. Because if these problems continue to be, we'll keep showing why we take a knee.